Hey y'all, it's Brandon with Voodoo Forge. Now we picked up a little 50-pound Swage block for Granville, Tennessee, and after I got it, I found out that there's an American-made option at about the same price point. So I'll tell you about that at the end of the video. But it needed a stand, and lots of things in this stand build didn't go the way I wanted to, so you can see for yourself. Okay, so here's our little Swage block. I've got a couple of pieces of 3-inch angle scrap, and I need two sides to be 10.5 inches and two to be 12 inches. So first we gotta get the big nasty chop saw up here and get these cut, and then we'll go from. I'm willing to bet I can't do all of this with this, but we'll get it started. Well, I don't think my old chop saw is going to do it, so let's try with a cutoff wheel. Now that I have it cut off, I should be able to get that angle in there. Hey, guess what? I didn't take the outer wall of the angle iron in. So every piece is like a 1/4 inch short. I'm a dummy. Let's see how I fix it. Dummy, 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 dummy. So I've tacked the piece on the ground, everything. Now I'm going to get these all tacked into place. Alright, that's not terrible. I think we can go ahead and burn it in there. Well, alright, some of those welds don't look terrible. Now kids, remember, a grinder and paint will make a welder what he ain't. So I got a lot of grinding to do on this right now. Alright, that looks almost intentional. So this thing has some kind of paint on it, which I thought was some kind of really thin paint that I could get off with a flap disc. Nope, gum the flap disc right out. If I can burn it out. Yeah, that didn't help either. Much as I hate to, I think I'm gonna have to get some kind of paint stripper. I got some 2-inch ID Schedule 40. That's what I'm gonna make my legs out of. I'm cutting them at 2 foot. Okie dokie. Because I screwed this up, this is gonna change how I have to do this. So I think I'll tack these on and then see where I'm at. I had to go and do things. Now I'm back. I need to shake this up. And we'll start to get this stripped off of here, hopefully. Now the problem is I want to fill these legs with sand, but because I'm an idiot who cut his material the wrong size, I've got gaps. But I think I got a workaround. I'm going to take this 1/4 inch stock and weld it there, and then heat it with a torch and wrap it around and use that to fill it. Okay, so it turns out I don't need to get the torch out. I can just kind of heat it while I'm welding it and keep it moving. It's a mess, but I made it. Oh dear God. Well, that got out of hand quickly. Those welds look terrible. But, you know, it's not on a steam pipe, so we should be okay. We're going to do a lot of grinding. You probably don't want to watch that. I don't want to do it, so I bet you don't want to watch it. A lot of grinding, a lot of grinding. Jesus, what a project, huh? The paint stripper has certainly changed. I've used that entire container and followed the instructions. And it's, yeah, strip-ish. I like the good old paint stripper. The stuff when you opened it, dolphin started crying. Like that's like very thick right there. Oh, anyway, we're gonna call that stripped enough, and yeah, the heat will get the paint off. It'll be fine. And we're gonna make all the bad welds go away. Go away. It's all better. After I scrubbed this thing with some soap and water and a Scotch-Brite, that stripper did a little better job than I thought. It didn't get everything off, but it got it off good enough, which is, I don't know, it's like the screaming motto for this project. Yeah, that works. Look at this. Look. Of course, it's not perfectly damn flat. Of course it's not. So this is how we'll use this most of the time. And then if, oh, there we go. We need to use one of these sides. We can stand it up that way, or stand it up on this end and use these swages. So, yeah, that's not terrible. Getting it in there is a little sketchy. Got this hole punched out here. Let's see how this thing works. So here's a thing that happened. I was kind of worried about this. Where the 3-inch angle iron sticks out under that hole, you can't use the whole hole. So I will have to cut some of this angle iron out, because that is just the way this whole thing is going here. Let's see how we do. This is too big. So yeah, that thing was a mess across the board. I think that little switch block will do the shop in Granville. It'll be fine for it. But what I was talking about was, apparently this exact style and weight and everything of this Chicom one, they copied a Holland anvil, and Holland anvils are made in Michigan. They make real good anvils. I've worked on some of their anvils, and where this one was like $265 delivered, the Holland one is $275, and it ships flat rate. So I mean, I would guess, I'm guessing it's about $300, maybe $310 or so shipped. So with that knowledge now, that is probably what we would have gotten for Granville. I'm going to get one of those for my shop, but I can tell you right now, that one doesn't come with that paint that was on this one. And that paint was a pain to deal with. But a switch block, if you don't have one, this is a good size to get. It's got some pass-throughs, so you can do some drifting in it. And this size is a good size. So I'll link the one that we got in Granville, and then I'll also link Holland anvil. And I don't get anything out of either one of these. So look at them and figure out what works best for you. But it's not a big price difference. You know, it's not like anvil price difference. So I'd look at the American made ones. But what do y'all think about it? Do all of your projects go as smooth as you think they're going to in your head? Or do they end up like this one did? I thought this was going to take me about an hour and a half, and then I just, you saw it. So anyway, I hope y'all got something out of this, even if you just figured out how not to do it. And y'all behave yourselves.